Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're going to be doing a deep dive into hobbies and leisure activities.
Yeah.
And we're going to be looking at a great example of a woman named Sara. And you can actually find her story in this excerpt from Article 9.
Interesting.
So Sara, she's got a busy schedule, but she always makes time for her hobbies.
Right.
Because her philosophy is, a day with a hobby is a day well spent.
Oh, I love that.
I know, right? It's so good.
It's more than just a catchy phrase, though.
Yeah.
When you think about it, there's a real awareness there of how hobbies can really contribute to well-being.
For sure.
And that's actually something that's backed by research.
Oh, really?
Yeah, engaging in activities that you enjoy can actually lower stress hormones.
Wow.
And it can even boost your immune system.
I knew hobbies were good for you, but I didn't know they could boost your immune system.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating.
That's incredible. Well, let's look into some of the things that Sara does in her free time.
Okay, sounds good.
So she loves to paint. She's drawn to bright colors and nature scenes, flowers, trees, sunsets.
Beautiful imagery.
It makes me wonder if she's seeking out a sense of calm because of her busy life, you know?
That's an interesting thought. And, there's a whole field of study around art therapy. Creating art can be a way to process emotions, reduce anxiety, and even can help people to cope with trauma.
It's amazing how something as simple as painting can do all that.
Yeah, and it's not just about making pretty pictures. It can really tap into a deeper part of yourself.
That's so fascinating.
Yeah.
So for someone like Sara, who's already drawn to those calming images, picking up a paintbrush could be even more beneficial than she realizes.
Exactly. And the excerpt actually mentioned that she joined a painting class.
Oh, wow.
So that adds a whole other dimension to the hobby.
Yeah, for sure.
That social connection, learning from others, even a bit of healthy competition, maybe?
I've always thought about taking a class.
Yeah.
But I'm always worried I'm not artistic enough.
Right.
But hearing about Sara's experience makes me wonder if I'm overthinking it a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe it's more about the process than the product.
That's a great point. And research shows that people often get more satisfaction from the act of creating something than from how good it is.
Interesting.
It's more about engaging in the activity, expressing yourself, and maybe even surprising yourself with what you can do.
I like that. So what else does she do?
Well, she's also a big reader.
Oh, me too.
Especially mystery novels.
I love a good mystery.
There's actually a neurological basis for that.
Really?
Studies have shown that reading fiction can actually improve empathy.
Wow.
And theory of mind. So you're putting yourself in the shoes of the characters, imagining their motivations, and navigating those complex social situations.
So it's like a workout for your brain's social skills.
Precisely. And the more you read, the more you're exercising those mental muscles.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's fascinating to consider how these seemingly passive activities can have such a profound impact on our minds.
It really makes you think differently about your Netflix and chill time.
For sure.
Speaking of chilling, Sara's also a big fan of getting outdoors.
Oh, nice.
Every Sunday, she hikes in the forest near her home.
Good for her.
Can't beat that fresh air and exercise.
Absolutely. And there's a growing body of research on the benefits of spending time in nature.
Like what?
It can lower blood pressure, reduce stress hormones, and even improve focus and attention.
Wow.
It's like hitting the reset button for your mind and body.
I love that. It makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And this is actually where one hobby can spark another.
Oh, how so?
So her neighbor Tom joins her on these hikes sometimes.
Okay.
And he brings his camera.
Right.
And that's actually what sparked her interest in photography.
Oh, that's great. That's a perfect example of how hobbies can intersect and create these new avenues for exploration. You're already engaged in this activity you enjoy.
Right.
And then suddenly a new possibility presents itself. Yeah. It's like a natural progression of curiosity.
It makes me wonder what hidden connections there are between the things I'm already interested in.
For sure.
So let's talk about something a little different.
Okay.
Sara also finds deep satisfaction in cooking. She sees it as a creative outlet.
Oh, interesting.
Like painting, but with flavors instead of colors.
I like that.
And sharing those creations with others adds a social dimension to the hobby.
It does.
Cooking for friends and family can strengthen bonds, create traditions, and even foster a sense of community.
Definitely.
It's about nourishment on multiple levels.
Right.
I've always admired people who can whip up amazing meals seemingly effortlessly.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a deeper connection there
Right.
than just being a good cook.
For sure.
It sounds like a pathway to connecting with people in a really meaningful way.
It is. It's about sharing something you've created with care and intention.
Right.
It's a tangible expression of affection and generosity. And let's not forget the simple joy of enjoying delicious food together.
Food is definitely a love language.
Absolutely.
And speaking of expressing yourself, Sara is also a dedicated journal writer.
Oh, wow.
It's her way to unwind at the end of the day.
Okay.
Reflect on her experiences and gain clarity on her thoughts and emotions.
That's great.
Journaling can be such a powerful tool.
It really can.
For self-discovery and personal growth.
For sure.
It allows you to process emotions, track patterns in your behavior, and even gain insights into your values and beliefs.
Right.
It's like having a conversation with yourself, but on paper.
Exactly. And sometimes that's the best kind of conversation to have.
I know, right? But here's the thing that really stood out to me.
What's that?
Sara isn't content with just her current hobbies.
Oh, really?
She has a whole list of things she wants to try.
Like what?
Guitar, knitting, even skydiving.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's a testament to her growth mindset.
It is.
She's embracing lifelong learning.
Yeah.
And challenging herself to step outside of her comfort zone.
Right.
It's inspiring.
It really is.
It's like she's saying, why limit yourself? I love that energy.
Me too.
And, research has shown that trying new things can actually boost cognitive function.
Right.
And can even protect against age-related decline.
That's amazing.
So Sara's not just having fun, she's doing something great for her brain.
Exactly.
So what have we learned so far?
Well, it's clear that Sara sees hobbies as more than just ways to pass the time.
Yeah.
She intentionally chooses activities that bring her joy, that challenge her, and that connect her with others.
Yeah.
And she's reaping the benefits on multiple levels.
I was just going to say that.
From stress reduction to increased creativity, to a stronger sense of self.
Exactly.
It's a holistic approach to well-being, really.
Yeah, it really is.
It is.
It's interesting because I think a lot of people view hobbies as like extra something you do if you have time after all the important stuff.
Right.
But Sara seems to have flipped that script, hasn't she?
Absolutely. She recognizes that hobbies are an essential part of a balanced life. And, that shift in perspective can be incredibly empowering.
Sure.
It's about reclaiming your time and energy.
Right.
And investing it in those activities that bring you joy and fulfillment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that brings us to another interesting aspect of Sara's story.
Right.
Her willingness to share her passions with others.
Oh, nice.
She's known among her friends as the go-to person for advice on starting new hobbies. And that speaks volumes.
It does.
About the contagious nature of enthusiasm.
Yeah.
When you're genuinely passionate about something.
Right.
It inspires others to explore their own interests.
It really does.
Sara's become a catalyst for growth and exploration within her social circle.
I love that.
It's like she's created a ripple effect. Of creativity and joy.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of advice does she give?
Well,
because to be honest, I'm one of those people who gets intimidated by the idea of starting something new.
I hear you.
So what does she tell people?
Well, according to the excerpt, Sara's advice is pretty simple.
Okay.
Start small, follow your curiosity, and prioritize enjoyment over perfection.
Yeah.
She emphasizes that it's not about becoming an expert overnight.
Right.
It's about the journey of discovery and the joy of the process.
I love that.
Yeah.
It takes the pressure off.
It does.
It's not about being good at something. It's about giving yourself permission to explore and experiment.
Exactly. And that sense of playfulness is crucial for fostering creativity and motivation.
For sure.
When you approach a hobby with a sense of curiosity and wonder, you're more likely to stick with it and experience those aha moments that make the learning process so rewarding.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it sounds like Sara takes that even further.
Yeah, so.
By creating opportunities for shared experiences.
Oh, wow.
She hosts regular hobby nights.
Really?
Where friends gather to paint, cook, play games, you name it.
What a fantastic idea.
I know, it's so fun.
Yeah.
What a fantastic way to cultivate community and deepen friendships. It's about creating a space where people can connect over shared interests, learn from one another.
For sure.
And simply enjoy each other's company.
Right. And it reinforces that idea that hobbies aren't just solitary pursuits.
Right.
They can be powerful tools for social connection.
So what does this all mean? Well, Sara's story is a powerful reminder that hobbies are an investment in ourselves.
It's true.
In our well-being, and in our connection to the world around us.
Exactly.
They offer a multitude of benefits, from reducing stress and boosting creativity to fostering social connection and promoting lifelong learning.
And perhaps most importantly, they remind us to make time for joy and pursue those activities that make us feel truly alive.
And, listening to Sarah's story has me thinking,
oh, yeah,
what hobby have you been curious about but haven't tried yet?
That's a good question.
What's holding you back?
It's different for everyone.
Is it fear of failure?
Could be.
Lack of time?
Maybe.
Maybe you're just not sure where to begin.
That's possible.
Whatever the reason.
Yeah.
We encourage you to take a moment to reflect on that interest that's been simmering in the back of your mind.
Okay.
And ask yourself, what small step could you take today to explore that curiosity?
I like that.
Maybe it's researching a class, borrowing a book from the library, or simply watching a tutorial online.
Right.
Remember, every journey begins with a single step.
Too true.
And as Sara so wisely reminds us,
a
day with a hobby is a day well spent.
Love it.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Sounds good. Yeah, it's a really great approach.
So she sees hobbies as essential and not extra.
Exactly.
Which is so interesting.
And it's empowering. Like, you're taking control of your time.
Right.
Instead of letting it control you.
That's a great way to look at it.
You're choosing how to spend your time.
And you're focusing on what brings you joy.
Exactly. Yeah.
That brings us to something else I found fascinating about Sara.
Okay.
She loves to share her passions with other people.
That's awesome.
Her friends see her as the go-to person for advice about starting new hobbies.
That's so cool.
It shows how enthusiasm can be contagious. It really is.
Like when you're really into something, it naturally makes other people curious too.
Right. It sparks something in them.
Exactly.
They see your passion and they want to experience that too.
Sara's become like this catalyst for growth and exploration in her friend group.
It's great that she can share that with them.
It's like a ripple effect of joy.
I love that analogy.
So what advice does she give? Because I get intimidated by the idea of starting something new.
I think a lot of people do.
So I'm curious what Sara tells her friends.
Her advice is actually pretty straightforward.
Okay, what is it?
Start small.
All right.
Follow your curiosity. And most importantly, prioritize enjoyment over perfection.
Yeah.
It's not about mastering something right away.
Right.
It's about enjoying the journey of discovering something new.
I like that a lot.
It takes the pressure off.
It does.
And lets you focus on having fun.
It's not about being the best.
Exactly.
It's about giving yourself permission to just try.
To explore and experiment. Exactly.
And that mindset is so important for staying motivated.
Especially when you're first starting out.
When you approach something with a sense of curiosity, it's easier to stick with it even when it gets challenging.
And Sara takes this even further.
Really?
She creates opportunities for shared experiences with her friends.
Oh, wow. Like what?
She has these regular hobby nights.
Hobby nights?
Yeah, her friends all get together.
That sounds fun.
And they do all kinds of things.
Like what?
Painting, cooking, playing board games.
That's a great idea.
It's a really cool way to build community.
It is. It strengthens those bonds.
And it creates a space where people can connect.
Right. Over shared interests.
And learn from each other.
And just hang out and have fun.
Exactly.
It's a great reminder that hobbies don't have to be solitary.
Right. They can be social too.
They're a great way to connect with people.
So what have we learned from Sara's story?
Well, I think the main takeaway is that hobbies are important. Yeah. They're an investment in ourselves.
In our well-being.
And our happiness.
In our connection to the world.
And to other people.
Sara's story has me thinking about all the things I've been wanting to try.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Like learning to play a musical instrument.
Cool.
Or maybe taking up pottery.
Those are great ideas.
What about you?
Well, I've always been interested in learning a new language.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I always thought I was too old to start.
I think it's never too late to learn something new.
That's true.
Maybe we should both take the plunge.
I think we should.
What small step could we take today to get started?
Well, for me, I could download a language learning app.
Oh, that's a great idea.
And start with some basic lessons.
And I could research some music classes in my area.
Perfect.
Remember, every journey starts with a single step.
So true.
So let's take that step together.
I'm in. Yeah. And it's really all about finding what works for you.
What you enjoy.
Yeah, what brings you joy.
And what fits into your life.
Exactly.
So if you're feeling inspired by Sara's story, but maybe a little overwhelmed by all the possibilities.
Yeah, I can see that.
Here's a simple exercise.
Okay.
Think about something you enjoyed as a child.
All right.
Like what activities really lit you up back then? Maybe there's a thread there that connects to something you could explore today.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Sometimes our childhood passions can give us clues about our interests and talents.
Right. Things we might have forgotten about.
Exactly.
And reconnecting with those early joys can bring back a sense of enthusiasm.
For sure.
And maybe even purpose.
And it doesn't have to be something big or time-consuming.
Right.
It could be as simple as spending 15 minutes a day sketching.
Yeah.
Or trying a new recipe once a week. Or joining a local book club.
I like that.
The key is to start small.
And build from there.
Exactly.
It's not about being the best.
It's about the process. The enjoyment, and how it enriches your life.
Well said.
As we wrap up our deep dive into the world of hobbies. Yes. I think Sarah's story really shows us that hobbies are not just frivolous pastimes.
Right. There's so much more than that.
They're essential for a fulfilling and vibrant life.
Absolutely.
So what will your next adventure be?
Good question.
We encourage you to explore your curiosity
and
embrace the joy of lifelong learning.
And remember, have fun.
Happy exploring, everyone.